relations with other countries and what is happening inside China. So all these aspects will be considered. First of all, I would like to know which medium you are comfortable with. You want it in English or in Marathi? English. English? Marathi?
English.
Okay, fine. So we will continue in English. What do you think or how much do you know about China? So let us start with China's political system. Autocratic. Okay. What do you mean by autocratic?
Against democratic or one president, one president.
One president. Okay. Yes.
They follow the system of communism.
Communist.
Where so government owns the means of production.
Yes. Okay. Anything else? Anything about Chinese history, China's recent history? What happened in China in 20th century, in 19th century? Anything about that? Any student of history here? No, it's not history. Okay. Anyone who knows about India-China relations, how it has developed, evolved, or what were major problems in India-China relations in the past? When did war happen between India and China?
1962.
1962. Okay. And what was the reason why war happened between India and China? On what issue it happened?
So China was claiming the territorial claims.
Territorial claims. So it happened on the
That was one of the
dispute.
reasons.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. Yes. So when we look at India-China relations in modern era, not from last 5,000, 6,000 years or so, because India and China that way were closely linked in ancient period. And there were a lot of particularly cultural exchanges between India and China during Samrat Ashok's period, afterwards. And lot of Chinese monks, they came to India, they studied here. They have written a lot on the social, cultural, religious system that was in existence at that point of time in India. Similarly, many of the Indian monks, they also went to China, Japan, Korea, many Southeast Asian countries, and they spread the Buddhist religion, culture in that area. So particularly in that period, the relationship between what was China at that point of time and whatever were the kingdoms in India, it were quite strong. And there was a tendency to learn from each other, particularly in the sphere of spirituality, in the sphere of culture, and to some extent science as well. However, over the years, somehow from the medieval period onwards, the relationships were devolved. It was not evolved afterwards, it got devolved, and from 15th, 16th century onwards, there were not many contacts between the Chinese civilization on the one hand and Indian civilization on the other hand. In this period what happened was that Indian civilization came more in contact with Western civilization. From 15th, 16th century onwards, the European merchants, European traders, they came to India, and different kingdoms in India, including the Mughal Empire, the Marathas, and kingdoms in the south, in Kerala, etc. So all of them came in contact with these European traders, merchants, and through that big European powers. Similar thing happened with regard to China as well. That during this period, particularly in 18th century, as the Europeans, they were quite confident by that time of conquering entire India, so they then diverted their attention towards China. And from 18th century onwards, the same thing with what they tried in India, the same thing they tried in China also. And as was the case with India, in China also European powers were more interested in trade relationship. So they wanted to have all kinds of trade concessions. They wanted to set up their trade centers throughout the China, to take out raw materials from China, to take out quality products from China and then to take it out to their own countries. This was happening from ancient period itself, or between the ancient and medieval period. However, during that period the trade was dominated by Chinese. The Chinese traders used to take out Chinese products from China to European countries, from Central Asian and West Asian countries. The Central Asian republics that we know today, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, etc. So that entire area, along with Turkestan, Egypt, etc., these West Asian countries. So all these routes were dominated by Chinese traders, Indian traders, but this trade was controlled and dominated by the Asians, by Chinese and Indian traders and other traders as well. So the flow was that we were selling our goods to the Europeans and we were getting other things, particularly money and gold from the Europeans. So when Europeans became powerful, so then they wanted to reverse this equation, and for that they wanted a lot of trade concessions within China. And then wars happened between Chinese kingdom and European powers, and China got defeated because Europeans militarily were, they had become powerful by that point of time. However, until the end of 18th century, China was a powerful kingdom. It was a very powerful kingdom, and Chinese still considered that by that time they were dominating the world. That there was a most powerful kingdom in the world from 11th, 12th century till the end of 18th century. And it was only because of the aggression by the European powers that China got defeated in some of the wars, and the most significant was Opium War of 1842, the first Opium War, wherein China got defeated, and as a result of that, Chinese kingdom signed treaties with different European powers, with Great Britain, with Portugal, with French, etc. And they have given a lot of concessions to these traders. So Shanghai was the main trade center at that point of time in China, and European powers set up their centers in Shanghai to regulate the trade. So if you go to Shanghai, you can see all the European infrastructure or European architecture in Shanghai, particularly on the coastal area. So that